success. So this is Megan. She's joining me here to talk a little bit about how to make a fish stew. And what kind of fish are we using here?
It's cod, hand jigged in Pretty Harbor.
And who jigged it?
Myself and Liam.
Wicked! And when did you get it?
When was that? Sunday? I think it was on Sunday.
All right, so just a couple days ago. Right on. Okay, so we've got some very fresh cod here, and you've obviously chopped it up a little bit. Somehow, it doesn't look like cod anymore to me.
It's been filleted by a dough and ready to go. Bones and everything.
Okay, so we've cut off just the meat of the fish and got rid of all the stuff we didn't want.
Yeah.
Okay, right on. And now it's going to make a nice hearty stew. So, what is our first step here if we want to make a fish stew, Petty Harbor style?
You're going to want to get your salt meat.
Okay.
And then you boil that for about 3 hours or so.
Let's take a look at some salt meat. All right, when it went in, it was slightly redder, pinker than this. And we've let it go for about 2 hours or so, kind of boiling away. Filled this about half full with water, and that'll get all the flavor and all the good stuff out, right?
Yeah.
Smells pretty good. Okay, so after it's been on the stove for, say, 2 hours and it's starting to look pretty cooked, what are we at?
Then you're just going to cut it, really, and then get the fat off of it. Okay. And then you're going to cut it in about, like, little bite-sized pieces, I'd say. Here, you see the fat line there?
Yes.
Just cut straight down that
Cut straight
way.
down the fat.
There you go.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's much easier. And is it difficult to catch cod?
Not really.
No.
No. You just kind of put the line down and jig it, and then they really bite really easily. Like it's, No, it took us less than an hour to catch 15 on Monday.
Oh my goodness. And so what are you using for bait? Like what are the cod like?
Well, we actually didn't use any bait that day. But if you were to use bait, you would use Caitlin.
Okay.
But yeah, we were just jigging.
But you can so they just like the look of the jigger?
Yeah, well, the jigger has like a fish on it, so
right,
it's like, it's shiny and it looks like a Caitlin, so they go for it.
Imagine. That's great. Okay. Cool. So you caught 15. That's amazing. So once we've chopped up all of our beef, where are we going next?
Then you want to chop your onion.
Okay. And I was saying to Carrie earlier that usually these onions really hurt my eyes. So I put them in the fridge.
Does that work?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Leave the ends on. Another way to stop it from hurting your eyes. Or put a piece of dry bread in your mouth.
Interesting.
I like it. Whatever works. No one needs to be like crying and snotting and making a big mess everywhere while they're trying to, especially on a cooking show, trying to get their onions chopped up. So, whatever works.
Don't eat it too small.
Big old chunks of onion. This is going to be delish. So we've got chopped up beef, bite size, chopped up onions, chunks. So we're about 2 hours in now because we boiled the beef for about 2 hours in water. Now we're going to stick the beef back in with some onions and give it another hour. This is a nice long, deep stew. All right, so we'll bring that up to a bit of a simmer. All right, so our next step now, we've had our salt beef and our onions. They've been sort of simmering, boiling away for about an hour. What's next?
Then you're going to cut your potatoes into quarter size, again, like bite-sized pieces.
Okay, again, this is nice. Not a whole lot of chopping and dicing going on here. This is going to be a nice chunky stew. I like that. And do you have a favorite kind of potato?
I don't.
Good with whatever?
Should I?
There are so many kinds of potatoes. It's incredible. Russet? Right on.
I'm going to have to go home and then decide which one of my favorite potatoes.
Yeah, there's a lot of, you know what, I don't know a lot about it. I don't know about like what they're all for, but there are lots of different kinds. Some people have strong feelings about potatoes, others not so much.
I mean, potatoes are potatoes. They're good. Put some water in about halfway.
Top it up a bit.
Fresh water, yeah.
Sounds good.
And then that's until the potatoes are soft, so about 20-25 minutes.
Okay.
You have your full jug of fresh water, and then as it boils away, the water, you keep adding more to it, and then just kind of tend it until the potatoes are done.
Right. So nothing's sticking or anything here.
No,
You gotta make sure
you kind of got to
moving around. Yeah, that's fair enough. It's made with love and some confusion. I like it. All right, so potatoes are going to be cooking, doing their thing. We're going to keep an eye on them. As soon as our potatoes are getting done, that's when we want to throw the fish on.
Yes.
You're going to want to just lay it right on top of the stew.
Should they sink?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. Because they went right down.
Are they supposed to sink?
Yep.
And then you're just gonna let them cook for a little bit, and while they're cooking, they're actually going to fall apart into the stew. So there's no cutting.
Love it. That's a pretty sizable amount of fish, I would say. I think we were looking for about maybe 7 pounds or so.
Yes, when you're
maybe.
cooking fish stew, you're gonna want a lot of fish.
Cool. And do we need to put any seasonings in, or is that coming
Yeah,
later?
I would put in some just savory.
Just a bit of
But
savory?
honestly, you can add to your taste, but we just add savory.
Sure, we're doing it the Petty Harbor way, so we're gonna add savory.
Right.
And this is the savory from Mount Scio. Now here at Manuel's River, we have a really cool plant that grows down by the river. It's growing down just by the waterfall, and it's called sweet gale, and it tastes a lot like savory too. So that might be something to check out sometime if you want to make it Manuel's River style, maybe.
Cool. When you're actually serving it, you can get a piece of whipped bread and buttered bread and put it on top of your soup or stew, and adds to the flavor and the experience.
Absolutely, and it's going to soak up some of this delicious
For sure.
broth that we've got going on in here. That sounds excellent. So you're not going to put any salt in this? I guess we got enough salt in there from the salt
Yes,
beef?
very much so.
For sure. Okay, cool, cool.
Do not want to add salt.
Okay, and we've made a pretty big pot of stew here. So we're thinking this might last maybe a couple days. Is it going to be good tomorrow?
Oh yeah, it's going to be great tomorrow. Some people say it's arguably better
Even
the
better?
next day when you leave it, let it sit, but it's still good to go.
Right
now.
on.
But it is good to have it in the fridge for later.
Even better if you can
Leftovers.
save a little bit for later. So make a big pot, enjoy some of it in the moment, and you'll enjoy it even more the next day. Take it in your lunch. Awesome. Well, it smells really, really good, so I cannot wait to try it. Okay, so here we go. Some fish stew. You can see those beautiful pieces of cod in there that are starting to fall apart as they cook, just as I was promised. So big thanks to Megan and Liam for catching us some cod and teaching us how to make it into stew.